There is a feeling that's been moving through you lately. Not the kind of feeling that announces itself with trumpets or flashing neon signs. It's quieter than that. It's more like a shift in the air pressure long before the weather changes. You know, something is on horizon, gathering itself in the unseen, but you can't quite name it. You just know the ground doesn't feel exactly the same under your feet as it did last month. The rhythm of your days has a new undercurrent, a subtle hum beneath the surface noise. And maybe you have been trying to figure out if you're just imagining things, if you're making it up because you want something to change so badly. You're not making it up. This is real. This is the frequency of arrival. I have been sitting with this knowing for a few days now, letting it settle into my own bones before I could find the words to share it with you. And I think it's time we just sit with it together. Because what I'm sensing, what Spirit has been making so loud in the quiet moments when the world falls away, is that everything you have walked through, every single detour, every closed door that made your chest ache with frustration, every lonely night where you looked up at the ceiling and whispered, "Really? What now?" It wasn't a detour at all. It was the path, the whole time. It was a sacred, frustrating, perfectly orchestrated setup for what's knocking on the door of your life right now. I know that's a big thing to lay down right now, right at the start of a conversation. It's a lot to hold, but here is a warmth to this truth that I need you to feel in your body, not just think about in your head. It is not about bypassing the hard stuff or pretending the pain wasn't real. It is about recognizing that the hard stuff was actually the bridge you had to cross to get here. And the bridge is about to deposit you into a shore you have only ever glimpsed in the quietest of your dreams. Let's just breathe into that for a second. Here is what I want to unfold with you today. It is about collaboration. And I know that word collaboration can sound clinical. It can sound like a business meeting or a project plan with spreadsheets and deadlines. But this isn't that. This is something far older and far more potent. This is a soul contract destiny. It is a convergence of two paths that were always meant to meet at this exact intersection of time and space. It is the universe getting tired, truly exhausted of watching you try to push the boulder up the hill all by yourself and finally saying, enough. I'm sending in the reflection. I'm sending in the one who holds the other half of the key. I have just received a direct revelation from Spirit, and it's something you never saw coming. It's not what you expected, and that's the beauty of it. Yeah, Spirit told me to tell you in a voice as clear as a bell in still air. This was all part of the plan. The waiting, the silence, the uncertainty. It was part of the plan. The people who left, the opportunities that seemed to dissolve right before you could touch them. Part of the plan. There is a major collaboration entering your life that is literally written in the stars. You have been feeling the shift, haven't you? That subtle, persistent sense that you are being watched, but not in a way that makes your skin crawl, in a way that makes you feel held, like someone is walking just ahead of you, clearing the brush from the path so your feet don't stumble. That's not your imagination running wild. That is the calibration of a major collaboration entering your energy field. This isn't just a random meeting or a fleeting connection. This is a binding of purpose. Someone from your past may be a connection that was real, but the timing was so profoundly wrong. It broke something open inside you when it ended. Or a high-value person you haven't met yet. Stranger whose energy you have been sensing in the space between sleep and waking is being moved into your orbit right now. Not next year, not someday, now. Logistics are being handled by forces far more competent than our human minds can comprehend. I'm about to go in depth on who this person is and why they are vital to your next level of existence. Because you haven't just been surviving, you have been preparing for this. And wait until you hear the secret reason why Spirit kept this hidden from you until today. It's the piece that makes all the other pieces click into place. See, if you had known 6 months ago who was waiting for you at the end of this tunnel, you might have tried to rush the process. You might have tried to skip the part where you had to learn to stand completely on your own 2 feet in the dark, with nothing but your own heartbeat for company. And Spirit knows that a partnership of this magnitude can't be built on shaky, codependent ground. You had to know, truly know, in the marrow of your bones, in the deepest fibers of your being, that you are whole in your own, before you could be matched with someone who amplifies that wholeness instead of filling a gap you were never meant to have. Here is what Spirit is revealing now, that the veil is thinner. The Divine is orchestrating this power collab to help you manifest your biggest goals. Not just the surface level goals, though yes, there is a stability and prosperity attached to this arrival that will make you shake your head in quiet wonder. It's about the deeper goal, the reason you came here, the part of you that wants to leave a mark on the world, to heal a lineage, to create something that outlasts your own physical heartbeat. That's what this is about. You were never meant to carry this burden alone. That weight you have been feeling in your chest, the one that sits there like a smooth, heavy stone, the one that feels like you are holding up the sky for everyone else while your own arms are about to give out. That's not yours to carry anymore. Help is finally here. It's arriving in the form of someone who sees you, not the curated, perfect version of you that you show the world. They see the real you, the one who is a little messy, a little tired, but fiercely loyal and infinitely wise. Spirit is revealing that this person recognizes your light even before you speak. They feel the warmth of it in the room before you have said a single word. They feel it through the static of the world. It is a warmth that says without language, "There you are. I've been looking for you." Now, because I want you to be fully awake and not lost in the fog when this happens, let's talk about how you will know it's them. The signs are going to be loud in their own quiet way. Look for the specifics. Don't ignore the shocks and the synchronicities happening around you this week. You are going to see recurring numbers flashing on the clock or on receipts. 111, 888, 777. you are going to hear a specific name whispered in 3 different conversations that have nothing to do with each other. You are going to see their initials on a license plate that cuts you off and then lets you emerge. And when you finally see them, whether it's in person or you stumble across their work online, there will be a flash of déjà vu so strong it stops you in your tracks. A feeling of, oh, it's you, not the shock of the new, the warm recognition of the familiar. That's the soul remembering the contract. That's the body remembering home. This connection is designed to unlock a door you have been knocking on for years. You have been pushing and the door hasn't bunched, and you thought maybe you just were not strong enough or worthy enough or lucky enough. But the truth is, that door has a second key. Yeah. And they are carrying it. When you come together, the door doesn't just swing open with a creak. It disappears entirely. The wall dissolves into light. The path just is. And you find yourself walking forward without the strain you have grown so accustomed to. I want to pause here and just let the reality of that settle into the soft tissue of your body. This isn't a philosophy. This is energetic fact. And here is the part that might sting a little, but it's the kind of sting that heals, like cold water or burn. They thought they could block you. There are people, maybe you know exactly who they are. Maybe their faces are blurry in your mind, who have been actively, consciously or unconsciously, trying to dim your particular frequency of light. They have been throwing up obstacles because they knew. They knew on some primal animal level that once you found your stride, once you aligned with your true counterpart, you'd be unstoppable. But they didn't know Spirit was your business partner. They were playing a small game on a small board, while the universe was playing a symphony with your life. Your enemies are in total shock because they see you leveling up with ease. And it's not that it's easy, it's that you are finally aligned with the current instead of fighting against the undertow. This collab is going to shift your frequency so dramatically that it will be visible to the naked eye. It's going to make you thousands more attractive and influential not because you're chasing validation or clout, but because you are radiating a settled, grounded power that people haven't seen in you before. It is the glow of someone who has stopped asking for permission. It is the glow of someone who knows they are a chosen one. And I don't use the terms to sprinkle fairy dust. I use it to mean someone who chose to be here in this dense, difficult, itchingly beautiful timeline to anchor a specific kind of love. And this partnership is your reward for staying strong, for not giving up when it would have been so much easier to just go numb and join the ranks of the walking asleep. The universe is tired of seeing you play small. I can feel it in the collective pressure. It's time for the big reveal. It's time for the world to see the version of you that you have been hiding in the back room, waiting for the right moment that never seemed to come. The right moment isn't a date on the calendar. The right moment is the arrival of this mirror, this person. You see, Spirit kept this hidden until today because you had to go through the fire of your own becoming. You had to burn away the need for external applause. You had to get to a place where if I told you this person was coming, you could receive them without grasping. You could stand in your own power and say, I see you, and I'm glad you are here. Let's build. Not, please save me, please fix me. That's the secret reason. The waiting wasn't punishment, it was preparation. It was the kiln where your soul was fired into something unbreakable. So, as we move forward, as we move toward the anchor of this message, I want you to just let your shoulders fall away from your ears, like this. There is a softening that happens when you stop fighting the universe and start flowing with it. It's like the moment you stop thrashing in deep water and realize the water itself wants to hold you up. Are you ready to stop fighting? Can you feel the difference between gripping the oars with white knuckles until your fingers cramp and just letting the current carry you home? It feels like relief. Yeah, it feels like relief. It feels like the first real exhale you have taken in weeks, maybe months. It feels like coming home to a house you didn't know was yours, but it has your favorite chair and the light hits the window just right. There is a moment of claiming that happens inside you when you hear truth like this. It's not about shouting from the rooftops. It's about a quiet internal yes, a deep soul-level nod that settles everything. If you feel this in your soul, let it be a quiet I claim this that echoes through the chambers of your being, a private, sacred agreement between you and the divine. There is power in that silence. There is power in that knowing. I need you to stay with me right here in this last stretch, because the final piece of this puzzle will change everything. This is where the light gets brighter and the noise of the outside world gets softer. This is where we anchor the truth. Remember this. Hold it like a smooth stone in your pocket. Destiny doesn't ask for permission. It just happens. It moves through you. It rearranges the furniture of your life while you're sleeping, and you wake up in a new room with a new light coming through unfamiliar windows, and you wonder how you ever lived in the dimness for so long. You don't have to figure out how to get there. You are there. This is your official invitation to your new life, not an invitation that requires a specific card or a specific outfit, just a door standing wide open in front of you. The threshold is warm to the touch. The air on the other side smells like petrichor, like rain on dry earth. And something else, something you remember from a dream you had when you were a child, something that feels like beginning. Everything you have been through lately, I need you to reframe it right now, in this moment, while the energy is soft. Stop calling it a mistake. Stop calling it a waste of time. Stop telling yourself you missed the boat. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. It was a setup. It was the training ground for the magnitude of what you're about to receive. You are not behind schedule. You are not too late. You are right on time. Perfectly on time. So, here is the anchor I want to leave you with. Just this one thing to carry in your heart for the rest of the day, the rest of the week, the rest of your life. And that's important. You are loved. You are protected. And your plan is finally unfolding. That's it. That's the whole truth. Not you will be. You are. Right now, in this exact imperfect, beautiful moment, with the messy hair, or the long to-do list, or the half-finished coffee sitting on the counter. The plan is unfolding. The collab is already in motion. The stars aligned while you are busy worrying about the traffic. Let that settle into the very cells of your body. Let it change the way you inhale. Let it change the way you walk out the door when this video ends. You don't have to force it. You don't have to figure out the logistics of the meeting. You just have to be willing to recognize the face when it appears. You will know them by the way your nervous system sighs in relief. You will know them by the ease, by the way time seems to slow down and expand. This was all part of the plan, every single second of it. The tears, the laughter, the waiting, all of it. And the best part, you never saw it coming, but your soul, your beautiful soul did. Your soul has been humming this tune since before you took your first breath of this lifetime's air. So rest in that. Breathe in that. You are exactly where you need to be. And everything is just beginning. Let it change everything.